I'm live. Where's my video? Okay. Good morning, everyone. Excuse me for a moment. I am just setting up all my stuff here. There we go. I wasn't prepared. And now I am. Okay. Cool. Cool. Why am I so zoomed in this morning? What's going on here? All right, guys. How's everybody doing? My name is Crystal from Rosie's Closet, if you don't already know who I am. And this stream is usually on Thursday mornings at 9:30 Pacific time, but yeah, some issues going on this morning and delayed the stream, but we made it. We are here for now. Let's see how long we can keep it going. Hopefully we can go for an hour today. So we shall see. I know that this is at a different time than usual, so hopefully we can get some friends popping in and we can get the conversation going. Usually on this particular live stream, I talk about autism and other disabilities. I kind of give a testimonial? I don't know what the word is. Kind of give my own personal experiences on autism and the things that we've gone through in our journey, and just kind of share with everyone how it's been, what we're doing, things that we're going through, and see if I can help other people just starting out in their journey and give advice and things like that to kind of help people along their way in dealing with their own kids, or maybe themselves or other people that they know that may have autism or other related disorders. So I just received an email right this moment from Autism Speaks. And it says the CDC estimate on autism increased by nearly 10%. Now it is 1 in 54 children in the U.S. One in every 54. That's interesting. So they have a little graph here that shows back in 2004, it was estimated 1 in 166, and the curve has just gone up since then. So now in 2020, it's 1 in 54. So I think that's interesting. I think that maybe because of the different ways that we test, the different types of symptoms that we look for, and then our better understanding of what autism is leading to that increase. I don't know if necessarily it means that we actually had more or less children with autism. I just think maybe more of them are being diagnosed. You know, maybe back in 2004 they were being misdiagnosed, or maybe not diagnosed at all. Just because, you know, we weren't so aware of it, or we didn't know enough about it to diagnose it correctly. So that's interesting. So how's everybody getting along right now during this, what do we want to call it, this pandemic this crazy virus that's going around? How has your life changed? How are things different, for the good and for the bad? You know, what's going on? Are you out of school? Are your kids out of school? Are you out of work? What's happening out there with you folks right now? I wonder if my notice went out that I am live. I don't know. But yeah, so how is everybody doing? I know a lot of people are in self-quarantine. A lot of people are kind of like in a city lockdown. How is this changing your daily routines? How is this affecting your kids with autism or with anxiety disorders, things like that? What's going on, and what are you doing to help kind of mitigate that, or help your kids kind of get through this? Because I know this is like a scary time, and I know, you know, I'm going to be 40 years old this year, and I've never seen anything like this in the entire time I've been on this planet. So it's interesting, and it's a little scary. And sometimes I think when we are scared, our children feel that, and they react differently, maybe by acting out, maybe by withdrawing. There's so many different ways that a child could react towards our feelings, because they feel everything that we feel. So if we are scared or panicking, that can have a huge effect on them. Is anybody coming to hang out with me today? I hope so. I know that there's a few other people that are live, excuse me, live right now, like in the reselling community. And like I said, this isn't my usual time to go live, but I thought I would, better to go live than not at all, I guess. And I know that I'm like an hour late from when I usually go live. And then last week I didn't get to go live at all, so that kind of sucked. Hey Glenn, how are you? Good to see you. How are you doing? So yeah, last week I was dealing with some craziness with insurance issues, and you know, something very interesting. So I just saw, I'm sure everybody's been watching the news. So I just saw, I believe it was the governor of New York, let everyone know that anyone that has been affected by the coronavirus has access to free mental health services. This is amazing. However, this should be something that we offer to everyone all the time. And so last week, I have been fighting for my son's mental health services, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous that I have to fight for that. And it seems like every couple of months, okay, so he's been going to a therapist since he was like 5 years old. And every few months since he was 5, so how many years is that now? 7 years. Every few months, I have to fight for his mental health services because they consider it not a necessity. Like, he doesn't need it. Hey, Sunny, how are you? You haven't been watching the news? You know, so I'll turn it on. I see Hulu is like live streaming the news, and you can watch it for free. So I'll turn it on, like when the president is going to be speaking, I'll put it on. However, I got this really cool app, and I'll share it with you guys. And this is how I've been getting my news lately. So it's called Newsbreak. Let me see if I can show you. You guys will see all the apps on my phone, but it's okay. So it's called Newsbreak, and it's that little red N that's right there. Okay, so that's the app, and I have an iPhone, so I don't know if it's available anywhere else. I don't know, but it is available on for iPhone. And Newsbreak, you can put in your area, and it gives you like all the local news, and it'll send like notifications and stuff to your phone if you want. You can click up across the top. It says like they're specific to coronavirus, and then you can also get just all the regular local news. So that's kind of like the only news I've been looking at lately. And then whenever the president is speaking, I'll kind of tune into that. Sometimes I turn it off. But yeah. So Sunny says, free cost others, and that's what bothers the people who don't agree with it. Yes. Hey, here's Lynn. How are you doing? And I see Lobsters in the house. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thanks, guys, for coming and hanging out with me. You had Newsbreak, but then it said I had to subscribe after a month of using it, so I got rid of it. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not sure how long I've had it. It's a fairly new app, though, on my phone, so we'll see what happens, I guess, after a month. If they ask me to subscribe, I probably won't, if there's a fee for doing that, because there's so much free news. Why would I subscribe to something with a cost? So, yeah. Okay, what I've been talking about this morning is, I got off track there. I've been talking about kind of dealing with like anxiety and other, oh, I just got a sale. See, it's like I keep having these squirrel moments. I keep getting distracted. I need to put my phone away. So I'll share something real quick with you guys if you're interested. So on Etsy, I don't know if you guys know or not, but I love to sew. So I love to sew, and face masks are a huge need right now all the way across the country. I know that a lot of hospitals and I can't think of the word right now, like different care facilities, they need masks. They're saving the like N95 masks for people that are working specifically with patients that are infected with the virus, and they're using any other masks that they can get their hands on for the rest of the patients. So I have been sewing masks to donate to medical workers. I'll show you really quick. So these are the masks that I've been making, just like this, just a regular fabric, and then like the elastic that goes over your ears, and then there's a pocket here where you can also put a filter if you have access to the filters. So I've been sewing these and selling them on Etsy. Now I'm not trying to make money off of this, but supplies are getting expensive for me to keep donating these masks. So I have them up for sale on Etsy, and for every one that I sell, I'm donating 2. So, so yeah, you can find me on Etsy. It's under Rosie's, is it Rosie's Closet on Etsy? I think it's Rosie Crystal on Etsy. I could put the link if you guys are interested, but for every one that I sell, I'm donating 2. So again, I'm not trying to make any money off of it. I'm just trying to help pay for supplies so that I can continue to make more and more of these. Let me see if I can find my link really quick. So, I mean, really the biggest expense is the elastic. You can get the fabric pretty inexpensive on different sites, especially if you're buying it like in bulk. So the fabric, and it's a small amount of fabric. The fabric is not that expensive, but it's the elastic and stuff that's pretty pricey. Okay, so here is my Etsy link. And I would appreciate it if you share how much. Okay, so I have 3 different sizes. So this one is the adult size. You can see. And it covers your nose, and then it just goes on up over your ears like that. This is my personal one, so don't worry. I'm not like putting my germs all over it to sell it. This is mine. So it goes like that. And I've got cool designs too. I've got Star Wars, Harry Potter, Little Mermaid, unicorns, Lilo and Stitch. So I've got some fun designs. They're all the same price. The adult masks, these are $8.99 for one. If you guys want it though, let me know and I'll, give you a better price. But $8.99. And then I have a child size, which is also $8.99. And then the toddler size, which is like for ages 3 to 6, is $8. So again, you're technically buying 3. So it's 1 for yourself and then 2 that I'm donating. And they're all going local. So except for a few that I've made for a friend of mine. She's mailing them to her friend. But other than that, I'm actually donating them all here locally. So, and not just to the hospitals, but also to elderly people that don't have access to masks or things like that. I'm just trying to give them to as many people as I can, but mainly to the healthcare workers because they need them the most. Mine actually look legit. Thank you. I've been sewing for a long time, probably 30 years I've been sewing, so hopefully mine look pretty nice. I don't actually care what they look like as long as they are effective. So that's the main thing. But yeah, you can get lots of different patterns and cool designs and stuff. Like, I might make a Little Mermaid one for myself. You need my sewing skills in the future? Hit me up. Let me know. I can sew just about anything. Do you have any with lobster patterns? I do not currently, but I could. If I can find some lobster fabric, definitely I could do that. So I'll have to look and see if I can find lobster. That would be fun. You see the Star Wars one? Yeah, that one's pretty cool. I'm sewing this right now. Can you see it right here? So this was my grandfather's flannel. He passed away about a year ago, and I inherited some of his clothing. I used to raid his closet all the time, and I would wear all kind. He had some of the most amazing retro vintage clothing, and he had tons of these really cool Pendletons from like the 60s and 70s. And it's so hot here. You don't want to wear like a wool Pendleton. And then also it's like really big and boxy on me. And so I thought, I really want to wear my grandpa's clothing again, like I used to when I was little. And so I took his old flannel right there and I chopped it up, and then I turned it into this really cute pinafore dress that I'm trying to finish up now. But yeah, so I love to sew, and I had a business sewing previously. I used to make pageant dresses, like, you know, the crazy ones that you see like on toddlers and tiaras. Yeah, I used to make those. In fact, I actually had a swimsuit that appeared on toddlers and tiaras. But I make a lot of crazy stuff. But if you want something done, something custom, I can do it for you. Just pretend you're Sebastian. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's not a lobster. It's a crab. That's funny though. People wear all kinds of stuff here in Vegas. Yeah, they do. They do, but it would be super hot, like, to wear a wool Pendleton. So I tried to transform it into something that I could wear, um, you know, year round or something. But no, that's okay. I mean, it's close, right? A lobster and a crab. They're kind of close. Crustacean. So, yeah. The piece behind you is amazing. Oh, thank you. I try. It's interesting sometimes because I usually don't work from patterns. So I make designs myself and kind of have to put them together. Thank you, Sunny. I appreciate that. Yeah, before I really got into reselling, I was sewing. And I've been on Etsy for a very, very long time. Etsy used to have a job board, and people could go on there and request all different kinds of custom items. And that's how I was making a living, is I was doing custom items off of the Etsy job board. But then they got rid of it, and um, I really didn't want to just make items and put them for sale, because I really liked doing the one-off custom type things. So, you know, typically if you can send me a picture of something that you like, I can create it. But yeah, so that's enough about my sewing. What have you guys been up to being stuck at home? What have you guys been doing? Because this is what I've been doing, is sewing and sewing, because I don't have a death pile and I don't really have any way locally to source. I could, you know, buy some things online if I wanted to, and continue to add things to my eBay store. But I've just decided to do some of my sewing projects and try and help out in the community in a way that I know how, which is by sewing. But what have you guys been up to? Have you been listing death piles? How are you dealing with things like anxiety, things like autism? How has your schedule like completely changed? Sunny says, when all this craziness blows over, I'll most likely see if we work together on some apparel projects. Oh, that'd be cool. Used to have a clothing brand and want to get back into it. Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, we can do that. I've been up to working still. I'm just drafting a handful of items and finish taking photos. I'll complete them while you're at work. That's good. That's awesome. Watching more YouTube, listing more, walking more, hanging out with my girls more. All those are really great things. I think the positive thing that we can kind of take out of all of this is kind of maybe hitting a reset button and just remembering the why of why we started reselling in the first place. And it's to be able to spend more time with our family and be at home. So what are some of those things that you can do at home with your kids or with your family if you don't have children, to kind of break up the boredom of being home every day. So I think a lot of people are using like FaceTime and Skype. So you're having like kind of parties, but all on Skype or FaceTime or whatever it is that you prefer to use, which is cool. Like a working hangout, but you don't have to be working. You could be playing a board game together. You could be, you know, maybe cooking together or doing different types of things. So I made like this cool little list of some items or some things that I saw on Pinterest. I live on Pinterest, if you guys didn't know. Some cool things I saw on Pinterest of what people are doing to spend some cool time with their kids and kind of keep them entertained and busy. But I saw like an indoor picnic. So that's kind of cute, right? Set it up in your living room, maybe even put out like a cool blanket, and just have like a little indoor picnic, or even do it in your backyard if you have a backyard. You know, have a little picnic outside, hang out, maybe throw a ball around or something like that. Pretend you're at the park. Of course, board games. There's all different kinds of board games. My son and I can probably play Monopoly for hours and hours and into the next day. Chess, Pokemon. We love to play Pokemon, so that's cool. Cooking, baking, any of those things are always fun to do. And then, you know, you can always maybe cook and put some different things into the freezer and save them for another time when you're not able to cook. Hey, Susan, thank you for joining us. No, I'm not done. I started really late today. I had to deal with some stuff this morning, and then I totally missed last week, and it's just because I've been dealing with some insurance issues and been on the phone. It's just ridiculous. But anyways, so I got started a little late today, so no, you haven't missed anything. Sunny says, my house is pretty peaceful, so boring is good for us. Yeah, ours is too, for the most part. But you know, it seems like because we're in lockdown and we can't go anywhere, like I have this itch, like where I want to go somewhere. So I'm trying to tell myself, like, no, why are you trying to change up your schedule? You don't need to do that. You had to block someone on Facebook. This ex-kickboxing student of mine was too much and kept attacking me. She's pretty much stuck on promoting panic. Oh, that's crazy. That's really crazy. Lobster says, my house is the next TLC special, Life with Lobster. My house is pretty quiet. So, hey, Destiny, how are you? Been listening but working. That's cool. Susan can't seem to keep a schedule. Yeah, I know. It's hard sometimes. Adam. Hey, Adam. Yeah, that's a great idea, Sunny. Lobster should do a vlog. You know, people love that kind of stuff. People love to see what your life is like, and I think we're just naturally nosy. We want to compare ourselves to other people, which is, I think, why we all love reality TV so much. And I know myself, I like to watch vlogs. One particular one that I like to watch is Fathering Autism. And it's a vlog about him and his family and how they deal with their daughter who's autistic. Too bad Rock Lobster is probably copyrighted music. So let's see. Another cool idea would be like a scavenger hunt. Maybe like give your kids like a list of items that they have to run around the house and find. You know, or maybe give them chores that they need to do, but make it into like a fun game. Like some things I used to do with my son, for example, is laundry. So I would have him like go around and pick up the laundry that's in his bedroom because he just loves to like take off his clothes and dump them wherever. So instead of just picking up the laundry and putting in the laundry basket, make like a basketball game out of it, you know, where they have to like shoot the clothes into the basket or something. So you can still get your household chores done, but make it into something fun for the kids. I've seen a lot of, do you guys TikTok? I don't, but I've seen some TikToks that I think are really cool, and they're like sharing them also on Instagram with parents and kids learning like dance routines together. So I think that's really cool and fun. And you don't have to be a great dancer. Just spend some time with your kid. You don't have to share it with anybody either. Just spend some time with your kid. Learn a dance routine together, getting some exercise, but also having some fun and spending time. So that's a cool idea. Like a photo shoot. So all of us resellers, we have cameras, we have cell phones, you know, whatever that you typically use to take pictures. Have your kids do it. And I'm not talking about like with items that you're trying to resell, but either teach them how to use the camera, or a really interesting thing that I did with my son when he was little is I gave him a camera and I just told him, take pictures of whatever you want to take pictures of. And then when I downloaded the photos, it was like looking through his eyes. Some really amazing, pretty cool photos. And just kind of a different way of looking at things. So, you know, give your kids a camera and just see what they do with it. Let them take pictures of whatever they want to take pictures of. I noticed my son was taking a lot of pictures of me when I was driving in the car. I don't know why, and he would sit behind me, and so he was taking like pictures of the side of my face. He was taking pictures out the window. He was taking pictures of like my face in the mirror. Really kind of interesting and fun though. And make my 5-year-old read to your younger sister 1 page a day from her books. That's awesome. That's really great to do that. Good idea. Watch Crystal and my videos. We need the watch hours. Yeah, that's true. I definitely need the watch hours, and I still need more subscribers. I am at, my subscribers right now is 666. Somebody please subscribe. Not that I'm superstitious or anything, but that number, I need at least one more subscriber, please. Susan says, I tried. I know. Let's clean this house. They all scattered to their rooms and closed the doors. That didn't work. Oh, 667 now? Okay, that's good. Yeah, see, don't say let's clean this house. My son would do the same thing. He'd be like, oh, I have something to do, gotta go. Or he'd rather go do homework or something than to clean. So maybe make a game of it. Like have one kid spray the floor with water or something like that. And then like put socks on their hands and feet and make them like crawl around on the floor. They're going to get soaking wet, but make them crawl around on the floor like this to mop the kitchen, or just something silly to make it fun. You know, and it's okay to let them get messy and dirty. Yeah, so those are some cool ideas. Indoor camping. This one is fun and something that I did with my son a lot when he was little. So we would find like every pillow and every blanket in the house. If you've got sleeping bags or like a little, you know, like kitty tent or something, that would be really cool too. And we'd put everything all over the living room floor, and we would just have like this little camping thing where we would hang out, we would sing, we would play games. We would make s'mores, but we would just do it on the stove. We have a gas stove, so we would make our little s'mores. You can make popcorn, do stuff like that. Um, I saw, was it on Instagram? I think it might have been on Instagram or TikTok. I don't know. But paper towel bowling. Okay, so if you guys have like a ginormous stockpile of paper towels or maybe toilet paper, you can put them, you know, use them as like your bowling pins and then get some type of ball and you could do bowling, paper towel bowling. I thought that was hilarious, but hey, if you have a huge stockpile, that's a way to entertain yourself, right? Oh, your kids are 21 and 25. Yep, that didn't work. Oh, then that's might be different to entertain them that way. Maybe through like a money incentive or something. I don't know. Or my son really didn't care about money when he was younger as an incentive to do chores, but he loved Subway. So that's the way that we kind of used to bribe him a little bit. Be like, okay, well, we'll go to Subway on Friday if you do all of your chores or something like that. And he'd be like, okay. Have you driven down the strip? I didn't drive down the strip. So if you go down Desert Inn, it actually has like kind of a bridge that goes up and over the strip. And I actually had to go down there, was it a week ago, to pick up like this other mannequin that I bought from LV Mannequins. So I went up and over, and the strip, it's like weird and creepy, and it's so quiet. There's nobody down there. There's a few buses that are still running, but not very many. Pretty much the entire strip is out of work. So it's kind of creepy how quiet it is. And then a lot of the streets right around the strip, you know, that have like the restaurants and Chinatown and different things like that, it's all vacant. Yeah, I've never seen it like that ever. And I've lived here now, I think we're going on 11 years. Yeah, 11 years now, and I've never seen it like that. You don't have enough money to motivate them at this point. One is doing online classes, the other is a gamer. My hubby being home is the biggest obstacle, go figure. Oh, yeah, my son is both of those. So he's been doing online classes pretty much since kindergarten. So he's used to the homeschooling, and I really don't have to hover over him anymore. He just does it himself. And he's a big time gamer, so he's on his computer pretty much all day long right now. And my husband's still working, so I'm happy about that he hasn't been stuck at home. I don't know what he would do if he was stuck at home. Try telling them that if they want a place to live, they better help clean. Yeah, no kidding. They don't want to help clean, find a different place to live. That's true, right? My house, my rules, especially if they're adults. My house, my rules. It's funny. So how have you guys been dealing with your own mental health? Maybe just in general. If you are someone that struggles with mental health, maybe how have you been dealing with depression, anxiety, OCD, things like that, being stuck in the house, or just trying to deal with the craziness on the news and the TV, and pretty much everywhere you go on social media, everyone's talking about it. How are you guys handling that? How are you dealing with it? Because I know for me, I was in panic mode, not because I felt the need to panic or like that, you know, I was going to get sick or something like that. I started panicking when I went to the store and I wasn't able to get what I thought I needed for my family. That's when I started to feel a little bit panicked. And that's when I noticed my OCD started kicking in really, really bad, and my anxiety started taking over. And I think that my husband actually noticed that, he realized that, and he went and dealed or went to the grocery store and dealt with some things for me and was able to stock up our refrigerator. And that kind of put me at ease a little bit. You got to the supermarket at 6:45, only senior citizens there. Ended up being about 15 by 7 a.m. Really strange. My stress levels are up. I can actually tell by my wet palms. Yeah, I have thought about doing that too. Right now, we have enough supplies, I think, to last us for maybe 2 weeks right now. Um, so I think that they are doing that here as well, where they have like that extra hour or whatever for seniors and people with disabilities. So I might be able to go during that time. The difficult part is that my husband is still working, and so it's me and my son pretty much all day. So if I were to go somewhere, I would have to take him with me, and that kind of scares me a bit because he is considered high risk. So I don't know. I don't know. Which is another stressor on me and adding to my anxiety, and my OCD is on like crazy mode right now. I can't even explain it to you. The things that are going through my head all day, every day. My OCD is taking over. Susan says, I've threatened that many times. I don't follow through. They laugh at danger now. Yeah. See, that's the biggest thing, is that when you threaten something and you don't follow through, they know that you don't follow through. And they just, that's it for them. They don't care. They laugh at you. Nothing has changed for me due to our stay-at-home order in our state. It's my son that is driving my mental health crazy. You know, Destiny, I think that, and I was kind of talking about that a little bit way in the beginning, before some people started coming in, but I was talking about how our mental health and our state can take a toll on our kids. And I think that a lot of times they can feel the things that we're going through. If we feel stressed or we feel anxious or we feel whatever, it rubs off on them and they can start feeling that way, or they start reacting or acting out because they don't know the feelings that they're feeling or how to express it to you. And so they can start misbehaving or all these different things because they're feeling what you're feeling. And that's always been a struggle for me and my son as well. Yeah, definitely. I agree, Destiny. You have to put your foot down, especially with your older kids. If they're not helping you out, that's not okay. It's really not. It's not okay. Susan says, I think I'm okay, but I'm not really. Everything is strange, so there's no normal anymore. Yeah, that is so true. There's nothing normal going on right now, but I still try to keep what I can control, and that's here in the house, normal. So I'm trying to keep our schedule the same as far as like homeschooling, then like game time, playing, our chores, different things like that. I'm trying to keep that as normal as possible, to kind of help lessen the non-normal that's going on around us. I need a few things that expire, like almond milk. Plus, I stocked up on some Progresso soups, 2 visits, and only 11 cans of the vegetable soup that are on sale. Some things that expire, like almond milk. I think if you buy like the organic ones, though, they last for quite a bit longer than the regular. Because I had switched to organic for a while when my mom was living with us, because she has RA, rheumatoid arthritis, and the organic milk actually helps with the inflammation. whereas like the regular milk actually causes it for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's antibiotics or something that's it. I have no idea. But so I had switched to organic, and I just realized like the organic milk lasts for like 3 months, whereas regular milk, you know, lasts for a couple weeks. Your son needs boot camp. I remember you talking about that, Destiny. Maybe when school's back in session, because I know you guys homeschool, but maybe when school's back in session, check with your local school to see if they have like a ROTC program. I know our schools do here, and that is something that I've considered for my son as well. If he's interested in it, I'm not going to force him because it's not something that he needs. Like he's not, you know, he doesn't need to be disciplined. He's a pretty good kid. But I think it would benefit him. But as a homeschooler, you can fill out a paper, and I'll have to check the actual number and what the paper is. But I can tell you after I figure that out. There's a paper that you can fill out, send it to your state or whoever that you need to send your homeschooling paperwork to, and let them know that you want to be part of the program where you can enroll your students into classes on campus. So for example, if my son wanted to take Spanish, he would be able to do that on campus as long as there is a seat for him in class. So it's not like, you know, it's mandatory that they let him in. There has to be a spot for them. So homeschoolers are allowed to participate in any elective and any sport. So, you know, if your homeschooler wanted to play football, you can enroll them at your local high school or whatever grade they're in, and they can play on the football team as long as there's a spot for them. Yeah, plenty of water and TP. I had the regular and it went bad in my refrigerator. Well, check also, Adam, down the aisle where they have like the powdered milk, because a lot of times you can get the almond milk that comes in the box, and that one does not have to be refrigerated, and you can store it. I think it's up to a year. You can store it, and then as soon as you open it, then of course it has to go in the fridge. Oh, see, and Susan said that right after I said that. Yeah, the boxed almond milk. So check, I think it's in like the baking aisle, wherever they have the powdered milk. Your school system sucks. They have nothing for kids. Our state has nothing for help with troubled kids. We have found a few different types of boot camp out in Utah, Arizona, and Nevada. They don't have an ROTC program. I mean, most schools do have some sort of ROTC program. Get that unit Wade recommended. Where the heck would I put that? I could get it, but then what am I going to do with it? Where would I put it? I could use my living room. I have to use my living room as like an alcohol stockpile. Be like, we don't have TV, but we've got plenty of beer. That's probably already scuzzy and gross, but we've got it. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to look at it, Adam. I know Wade's very interested in it, but I'm going to look at it, and I don't know. I don't know. If I could figure out a place to put all of it, maybe. I have been considering it, so I don't know. We'll see. Not here. Really? Okay. Well, Destiny, you and I can talk later. Oh, you meant the fan one. Oh. No, Wade wanted to get with me to do the alcohol one because he wanted to make a video on it. So I don't know how serious he is about that. I'm sure he's pretty serious because he has contacted me several times to do some things out here in Las Vegas together. So I don't know. I don't know. If he wants that unit, we can talk about it. The alcohol one was for a video. Yeah, he wanted to do it for a video. But like what I was saying with my whole like anxiety and OCD and everything, my OCD right now is like driving me crazy. So I've never been diagnosed with OCD. And because I never really had talked about it before, like I never told my parents about it, I never really talked about it. But then my son was diagnosed with OCD. And, you know, a lot of people throw around that term OCD, like, you know, if you're a person that likes to organize things or you're a person that keeps your home very clean, people say that it's OCD. That's not what OCD is. OCD is obsessive compulsion disorder. And OCD is diagnosed when it disrupts your life. I believe it's more than 1 hour a day. If it disrupts your life in a way that you can't function for a certain amount of time because you're so fixated on this particular thing, you know, that it causes a disruption. And that's the actual what OCD is. So for me, you know, I do have to have things in a certain order or in a certain way, or it really does bother me. And I will fixate on it until it is fixed. But right now, like the biggest thing with my OCD is numbers and letters drive me crazy. So I count like everything. I don't know why. But like for example, because it's hard to explain to people exactly how it affects me, but like for an example, I'll be driving. We'll drive somewhere and it just randomly picks something like stop signs, okay? And for whatever reason, I'm counting stop signs like the entire trip. And I'm counting how many there are. And I don't know why that I do that. And it doesn't just have to be a stop sign. Sometimes it could be like the lines on the street. It could be the trees. It could be whatever. And then another thing that I do is I spell everything. I mean, it's good and bad. I'm an amazing speller, probably because of that. And my son learned how to read and spell like that. But because when he was born and, you know, we'd be driving around, I would actually do it out loud. And so he started picking up on it and he started spelling and reading when he was like 3. But yeah, like I'll drive down the street and like say I know that I need to turn on Buffalo, for example. Sometimes I say it in my head, sometimes I say it out loud. And I'll be like, oh, Buffalo, Buffalo. And I'll just like spell it out. And I spell out everything. And it's really weird. But that is my OCD and it affects me a lot. And like counting, for example, I picked up some stuff from Vicky and I was doing some listing for her. And she gave me like these totes of items and there was like 92 items. She told me there was 92. So I started pulling everything out and counting through all of the items. And then I'm counting it again. And then I'm counting it again. And I'm like, are you sure? Even though she told me there's 92 and I counted 92, I'm still like, oh, maybe I miscounted. Did I count that twice? I'm counting it again. I must have counted, I don't know, a dozen times. And then after I took photos, I counted it again. After I put it all back in the totes, I counted it again, and I counted it again before I took everything over to her, thinking like, did I miss anything? Did I make sure I got everything in the box? Let me count it again. I don't know how many times I counted, and I just counted over and over and over, and every time I kept getting the same number, but it's like, for whatever reason, it doesn't register in my head, I guess, and I need to keep counting it, and it drives me crazy. And I've noticed that lately, I can control it a lot of times, but lately with this whole thing going on, it is like out of control, and I don't know how to calm it down. I really don't, and it's going nuts. It's really going crazy. Destiny says, I have to have the sound on anything at an even number or in fives. The sound? You mean like on your computer, like the control number? You do that with counting too? I always feel like I lose count and I have to do it over again. Yeah, for me, it's not losing count. It's just that I have to keep counting it. And I don't know why, because rationally, you know, she told me the number was 92. I counted it and I got 92. That should have been it, right? No. I'm like, are you sure? I counted it again and I still got 92. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I missed something. And I'll count it again, 92. And I'll do that over and over and over. And I will keep getting 92 and I will still have to keep counting it. And I don't know how to explain it. It's like this weird urge. Like you have to do it or it just makes you like so anxious. But yes, anything that has numbers with sound. Oh. I wonder if that has something to do with maybe the way that you hear it. Like that particular number is more soothing to you than other numbers. Or maybe it's just, you know, same thing like with me, like certain numbers drive me crazy. I don't know. But so again, on Pinterest, like always, I looked up some different ways to kind of help. I'm putting lotion because my hand is itching really bad. Kind of help with anxiety and kind of calm down a little bit. And some of the suggestions from some people on there were taking a break from technology. I think this is a good one because most of what we are seeing and reading and hearing about the virus and about everything that's going on is on the internet or on the news. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. So, I think taking a break from all of that, can help kind of calm things down a little bit. Exercising, yoga, types of things help. I used to do yoga every single morning, and when we moved to a new house, I stopped. And like before, at our old house, we had what's it called? Not a TiVo, but I think it was on DirecTV where you could like record your shows. So I had recorded all of this particular yoga channel that I like to watch. I had recorded all of it, and I was doing it every single month or every single day. And when we moved, we got rid of the satellite, and now we just have like Hulu and Netflix and whatever. And I lost all of those episodes, and I just stopped doing it. And I think that I should probably start doing that every day again because it was very relaxing. Like I wasn't doing yoga or Pilates like to lose weight or anything. I was doing it for relaxing. That's it. And I need to start doing that, especially right now, because my anxiety is out of control right now. Another one, like I know with my son, breathing exercises. So with a lot of kids and adults too, they think it's stupid or that, you know, they look ridiculous or whatever. And when you're trying to do these breathing exercises, so the way that I kind of did it with him when he was smaller was singing. So you can pick different songs that are slower or faster, depending on how you want your breathing to go. If you want to slow down your breathing, pick a slower song, maybe something Disney if that's what they're into or whatever, and sing it with them, and it just kind of helps slow down and control their breathing. So singing is definitely a big one to help. Maybe go for a walk. Of course, you know, social distancing. Don't go walking at the park or something where there's lots of other people. Maybe just walk around your block. Maybe just walk around your backyard, depending on how big your yard is, you know. Walk around a couple of times or whatever you need to do. Journaling, writing down your feelings, writing down what you're going through. If you have a mental health, you know, like a therapist or a counselor that you talk to, maybe you can Skype with them or something like that. Because I know our office has shut down, but they're still doing, what do they call them? Televisits or something like that. So it's like through Skype, to where we can still talk back and forth, but not face to face. So that's pretty cool. And then putting together a schedule or a routine. Nothing is normal about what's happening right now, but maybe change your schedule and make a new normal. Make a new normal for your family, just by changing the schedule and your routine in your home and sticking to it every day. And that, I think, will help reduce anxiety too. That's a good one. Even I step back from YouTube, except this today. I'm trying, but often have it running as things get done. Yeah, me too. And I've noticed that over the last week or so, I've really been watching a lot of different channels. So I'm watching, so I love makeup and hair and stuff like that. So there are a few channels that I love to watch all the time. Like I love James Charles. I love to watch his makeup videos. I love watching Mondo, and he does like hair videos and hair tutorials and stuff like that. So I love watching that. I've been watching more and more of that like the last couple of weeks or the last couple of days. Trying to stay away from more of the live chats and like where a lot of this talk, a lot of the virus talk and stuff has been going on, to kind of calm myself down a little bit. And that's helping, I think. I don't know. Yes, Adam, a DVR. Find something on YouTube to follow. I could. In fact, Blogalotties. I don't know if that's something you guys know of, but I've been watching her channel for quite a long time. She does kind of a mixture of like yoga and Pilates. But I don't know why I never really put YouTube on like the TV in the living room, which is where I usually would work out. So I don't know. I'll figure out something. You had to get an MRI. Ugh. I was in the machine on my back for almost an hour, and I was told I had to take shallow breaths the whole time and not move. Yes. I hate MRIs. I am so claustrophobic. Like, even wearing this mask drives me crazy. I know I have to when I go out, and I'm very cautious and use it. But it's like the second I get in my car, the second I get home, it like comes off. It drives me nuts. You know, like I can't wear shirts that go up like this. I'm so claustrophobic, and MRIs are So hard. So hard. Um, I had to get one a couple years ago. It's been a while though, but it's probably 3 years maybe ago, because I have some damage in my neck and my spine, from a car accident. And fortunately, the last one that I had to go, the last one I had done, it was only like this top portion. Like it wasn't the whole body. It was only this top portion. And I was able to wear headphones and listen to some music that I wanted to listen to. So that was a lot better than having like the whole body one. That drives me crazy, and it's so hard. It's so hard. Okay, so we are a little bit over an hour, and I still got things to do. I gotta get done today, and I have a few orders I have to get out. I do want to share with you guys, because I know a bunch of new people came in. Let me share this link really quick. So this is my Etsy store. Oh, where is it? Okay, here we go. This is my Etsy shop. So what I've been doing is, you know, many of you know I am a reseller, and I don't have a death pile, and I don't have any way to source right now. So I have been sewing, and for the sewing I've been doing, what's that? Oh, it's my husband. All right, I gotta get going, guys, but I'm sewing these masks. For every one I sell, I donate 2. Okay, so I'm not trying to...
Hello, please leave a message after the tone.
Okay, I'll call him right back. So I'm not trying to make money off of it, okay? I'm just trying to help pay for the supplies so that I can donate more. So for every one that I sell, I'm donating 2. Okay, do you sell direct? Yeah, I can sell them direct. Do you have me on Instagram? If you know my Instagram, everything, all of my social media, everything is under Rosie's Closet, so you can find me that way. But yeah, I'll sell them direct if you're interested. But for every one that I sell, I'm donating 2, and that's just to help pay for supplies. I'm not looking to make money off of these. That's not my intention. My intention is to get more masks to our healthcare workers here in Nevada, because we desperately need them. But you know, I'm not a gazillionaire. I have to help pay for the fabrics and the elastics and stuff. So for every one that you buy, I'm donating 2. So that's it. If you guys are interested, you know, you can hit me up on Instagram, or you can purchase them on Etsy if you'd like also. And I've got a lot of fun fabrics. So I've got like the solid black like this. I've also got Star Wars, Little Mermaid. I've got, I think, Disney Princess. Did I get Disney Princess? No, Star Wars, Little Mermaid, Harry Potter. Hold on, let me look real quick. Trying to remember all the fabrics I bought. Star Wars, Little Mermaid, Harry Potter. Oh, Lilo and Stitch. That's the one I was forgetting. Lilo and Stitch and unicorns. So those are the ones I have right now. And then, of course, as I'm making them, they may change depending on what I can and can't get as far as fabrics go. So that's what I've got right now. Cinderella. I don't have any Cinderella, but I can get it. Well, I'll write it down if you're interested. Imagine me wearing Little Mermaid mask in the supermarket. At this point, Adam, I don't think anybody cares. Wear whatever you want to wear, you know? Nobody cares. Just as long as you're not coughing on them. think that's what they care about. All right, guys, I gotta go call my husband. So I will talk to you guys later. Please check out my Etsy shop so I can donate more masks and keep me busy sewing. And I will talk to you all later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you guys haven't done so already, please hit the thumbs up and the subscribe, the little bell, all those things help me out. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for hanging out with me. Bye, everybody.